I was a teacher for IB schools, Cambridge, Montessori, Waldorf, like, all the top of the line what you consider in education for about 12 years in my career. And I was a very passionate teacher. I was very dedicated, and I constantly felt frustrated by the fact that I knew from that experience that you can't give each student the experience that they need to really develop to their full potential in that type of system when you have one teacher to, 18 to 30 students. And so at that time, when I was that teacher, I decided that when it came for me to have my own children, I would be homeschooling, because I really believe that connection and personalized education is what truly can, they're great factors for creating that high quality education that I saw as the ideal. And so when I became a mother, I started looking for a program that would check my boxes. And mind you, because I had this experience with, high level tools, I had high standards, and I didn't find anything that really checked all the boxes. So I decided to create my own program. And so the way that we created our program was, before we give a curriculum to anyone, we take in information. So we learn about what's their personality type. So according to Waldorf education, there's 4 different types of general profiles for how students can be approached and can respond best. So we learn the personality type, we learn the dominant learning style, as I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. We learn the multiple intelligence profile. So we have 7 different intelligences, all of them graded to 100%, and we understand where the child has their strengths. And then we also intake questions from the parents to understand what are their values, what are the things that matter to the family, what's the history perspective that they want to teach their children, what are the regulations under the government that they lie, so whether they're in Arizona, in Florida, in Argentina, in Canada, in Spain, wherever they are in the world, what are the requirements that they need to fulfill in order to make their education legal. And then once we have all that information, our system and our team creates a personalized project-based curriculum. So they'll get one project that includes all of the different subjects that they need to like the milestones that they need to overcome and master, the subjects that they need to see, and this entire project is adjusted to the needs of that child based on the information that we have. We focus 100% on, the minimum requirement, making sure they check those boxes of the requirements. But the real focus of the program is to develop the potential and the talent of the child to their fullest extent. So we want that child to each year get closer and closer to how they can take the value that they have to offer and offer it, package it for the world. We want children to be confident about how they can create that value for the world through a series of projects that they strengthen over time, year by year, or, quarter by quarter. So the different ways that parents come to us, sometimes parents come to us when they're having questions about, how do I start this whole homeschooling journey? And so we have a little training for that. Sometimes parents come to us, I've been homeschooling, I haven't found a program, I need a program that really supports us in the way that we need. And so we have different ways, like if it's first information and then application, sometimes it's first application and then information with the parent. We are also the only program in the world currently that offers full curriculum in both English and Spanish. So we serve all through the Americas. We have some students in Europe, but it's mostly the Americas. We're starting to get into Australia as well, because we also have those the legalities of Australia inputted into our system. But right now I'm going to say 90% of our families are based in the Americas, with a huge percentage being Florida and Arizona, which is why we're here today. So you can find about us by going to www.homeschoolgeniuslab.com. And one of the things that we do is the parents, through our platform, they get like their own personalized chores charts for their students. They get their own project-based curriculum that is compliant and that is personalized to their kids. They get a teacher that's assigned to them that will help them throughout. They give them ongoing support as different things come up. And they also get virtual calls. There's 2 a month, one in English and one in Spanish, where all the kids, is really cute. They all show their projects to each other. The teacher plays games with them. And that teacher that is assigned to them is also here to suggest different curriculums or different resources as they might need it for their needs. So for example, we find a child with dyslexia, we might, suggest a program that they can do if they're needing college prep support. We also suggest that. So we love having a database of resources as well that we can recommend to our students. And so that's why I find it so great being here today, because I'm finding out about all the different things that we can also refer to. So yeah, so that's what we do.